I represent the largest hog producing district in the nation. I represent the largest hog producing state in the nation. And I also represent the largest county in the nation that produces hogs. And that's over 1 million hogs that we have in my individual county. And I'm so proud to have Matt Scheidemann here from our county that knows. All right, we live it, we breathe it, we see it every day. We understand Prop 12. All right, and I want to dig into this a little bit so everybody can just sort of understand what's happening here. All right, first of all, I've got a bunch of letters here from the farms I visited in my district firsthand to talk about this egregious mandate. And I want to bring these stories to light. So, Chairman, if I may ask for unanimous consent for these farmers concerned to be submitted to the record.
Without objection.
Thank you. Mr. Scheidemann, let's talk about what Prop 12 is all about. It's really about the health of the animal, all right? That's how it all started, all right? It's very simple, all right, that we want to protect the animal health. So when I visited family farms in my district, they noted that the system has caused increased stress, injury for the animal, mortality, while limiting individualized animal care, right? And yet Prop 12 is supposed to make sure that doesn't happen. Can you explain what's happening? Why do they have stress and injuries from Prop 12?
I think the part of the root of the problem is just simply the fact that you have an initiative that was crafted by people who have not lived the industry, who have not been around the animals, and you know, those of us who've been around it for generations can tell you, well, this animal is going to do this, and if you give this animal this space, she's going to do this. Right. And that's really that institutional knowledge. What Prop 12 does is it takes away our ability to act on what we know for the best interest of the animal. And maybe it's been settled in other places, but that has not been settled in Iowa. And we would prefer to have the freedom to manage our animals the best way we can see fit for the best possible outcome.
That's right. Thanks for your expertise on this. You live it and breathe it every single day. And think about this. So I just talked about Iowa being the largest state in the nation for producing hogs. California, on the other hand, makes up less than 0.1% of pork production, 0.1%, and yet they're creating the law. And we make 40%. 40% of the hogs come out of Iowa. And yet we are bound by a state that is 0.1% of the hogs. How egregious is that? How clueless is that when they don't have an idea of what these animals are going through, and when you create larger pens, they destroy each other. That's what hogs do. This is just stupid. So let me go on a little further. So when we have to do Prop 12, all right, what are the ramifications? Does it cost you more money? If you have to go down to Prop 12, all right, we sort of went through this already, but it's going to cost you how much more per animal? Do you know?
We've talked about the 3,500 to 4,500 range per sow or more.
Yep, 3,500, right?
Right.
To 45 cost. So think about that. All right, so now it's going to cost the producer that much more. And then it's noted here that in California, the prices have increased 20 to 40% on average. All right, so prices have increased, the cost for the farmer has increased, and the animal is far worse off by Prop 12. What are we doing? What are we doing? This all happens because California has a liberal progressive agenda that has no idea what farming is all about. Let's be clear. Prop 12 is a direct threat to our viability of family farms, the health and welfare of animals, and the affordability of pork production in America. I stand with my Iowa hog farmers, and I urge this committee to act. Food security is national security, and Prop 12 is putting both at risk. And I yield back.